everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are taking a look at all of the mega crews from Street Man Fighter. I know so many people have been waiting for this particular portion of the season for me to take a look at. I cannot wait to take a look at these as well. I have them put in the order of their scoring, so regardless of the order in which you choose to watch these, I know I did start with YGX and I finished with Just Jerk, and I'm going to be approaching my feedback accordingly based on the lineup. On top of that, I also did my best to try to figure out what the criteria was so I can tailor my feedback towards that. But once again, know that my job scope and my perspective is not based on the competition reality TV side of dance shows. It is more on the competition side, where there is rules and regulations and very specific things you have to follow. So please take some of my analysis or feedback with that level of grace, or if I do approach or say something that may feel out of pocket, that it could just be because I'm looking at it from a lens that I'm normally used to looking at mega crews. So I really hope that you guys enjoy these, and I hope they're beneficial, and we're gonna go ahead and get into them. 1 million. I'm gonna say home. XO.
1 million.
They are all in a what is it? That's fun. Western. A little pile. That's cool.
Walking down, more than you wanna see me prison. I say going like I'm making a stacking on my belly. I go crazy like I'm just going my clear stretching. And then play with gang gang. Take a pay proper gang gang with up the pedal nail going down.
Build out's really nice. Kind of feels like one of those shooting games. Really using the hats, which is cool. Ah! That was fun! Yeah, that was good. You could tell he fumbled his hand just a tad bit. I'm so grateful. That's what you get when we say ways to. And meeting at the beat like you gave a little speed to a great white shark on Shark Week. Okay. Definitely bringing a more complex energy to this. Okay, that was a little fumble there. Ooh, wow. Yeah. Okay. They're like, talking about ending fairy. I always find those funny whenever they like zoom in. Okay, bringing it back. That was really fun. I enjoyed that. Now, taking a look here. Inspire millions. This beginning, I love this pile up. This is really cool. It makes me curious. I'm like, how did they get this stacked? How do they have so many people that they're stacking on top of. It's really cool. He goes around, he's about to shoot him. The red light really helps. He goes down. That was really cool. Bleed down. Little notes that I'm gonna go ahead and start off with. I know if everybody's peeling their hat down and they come back up, what your hat does, because it's a prop, what your hat does matters. Just because they wanted to use the hat to accent a lot of the head movements and headography, even how you choose to come up with your hat and the placement, that can contribute to the overall cleanliness of the usage of your prop. And a hat was considered more a wearable prop than like other types of platforms and things. And they come back up, the trim, which is really nice. Boom, 2, 3, 4, boom. I like the choice. I like the boom side ISO, boom, and then they switched it up. They didn't just keep building the ISO. They switched it, still enhanced the head. I like that choice. It's nice, but go ahead and going in. Some people are looking down, and some are looking up, and some are looking midline. So even with this line here, the hats do not make it look as clean. Even if you're walking, it still doesn't matter, because when you look, these little hats here, if you're using them to enhance what you want, then you got to make sure that everybody's head is on the same page of where you want it to be. That was nice. It was nice. It was a nice peel out, but they had the advantage of the aerial camera there. Do I feel like they had a really nice, did they level it out to where if I had my camera in the front, be able to see it? Not 100%. I don't believe so. If we look here. Yeah, so I would say, I mean, they did. I will say this. It actually is, I would say, frontal, because look, you have your people, they're more squatted, they're more leaned out, then you have people that are shooting up to the sky. So I'll give that to them. And you still have your feature near the front, which is really nice. That was nice. That peel down, that whole little sequence with the build up was really nice. Boom, boom, 3, 4. I will say what I really like is the creativity of the usage of the fact that they peel out, and then whenever they chop down, they looked over to the side versus going front or doing something. So it was two different things happening. They go down and then they go side. So it just makes it multi-dimensional outside of just everybody going 2D. It's a 3D approach, which I really love that. That peel down was really great too, and the fact that we're so early, not even a minute in, and I know some of that was contributing to the hey, vote for them during, you know, September 2022. But here it is really, really nice to see a lot of these visuals happening before. That was also cool. Instead of just having your feature and everybody drop, it chose to have the feature and my back people, like right back here, they all did the same thing and then everybody else moved. Now, what kind of run is this? There's those basket runs. There they are again. Let's see how many basket runs we had. Okay, so some people didn't need to basket run, but some of them beautifully did. That's my big note for them. Regardless of how many people you got, if you basket run it, it's still a basket run, no matter how many times you cut it. Always make a different choice. Brushing it off, bring it back in. Now, what's interesting is how they chose that build up. You have everybody who's down. They're also choosing to do it, which I really like because it frames it really nice. Now, this is kind of your opening choreo. And what's nice is they're hitting the more complex beats, but their outside people are not just staying there. They're hitting the basses to complement it. So you're still getting the full range of the music represented, but you don't have to delegate it to everybody. Like everybody doesn't have to use all of the parts of the music. You're able to delegate my outside framing, getting the bass work because the basses help frame the lyrics. Just like here, they're really honing in on the lyrics. So it's a good example of visual representation of the track. That was nice with the bring it in. And I really love this too, where you naturally, that was a really clean addition. So you have, this is a great formation of who we had originally. They came up, they joined in, it looks symmetrical. They bled down to create and provide more of a level, which is, this is a very, very nice thing that we're seeing, because I've already mentioned it before in other mega crews. That's a big thing, is you want to try to enhance multiple levels as often as you can. You don't have to overkill it. There's always a time and place for it. But if there's an opportunity to do it, you know? I feel that, you know, I feel like I'm saying, okay, anyway. I really like the choice of how they're transitioning, and I love that. That was nice and smooth to create more separation. So it honestly is a very practical approach too, because it allows these dancers over here more room to move, which I really like. And it creates the transition. But here we go again. There's that basket run, grabbing the hat. And so they're forcing me to look at their hat when they move, but their hats are not looking the same until they want us to see it. But when you have an aerial shot, I'm going to see it. So that's just a note of you have to, in a mega crew, in normal context, when you don't have a camera on your side, every transition matters. All of them do. Not just the ones where you want your audience to look and see, because just because your audience looks where you want them to look doesn't mean everybody looks where you want them to look. Sometimes people have to look at everything at all times, and if you're neglectful of a certain aspect of your routine, we will take note of it. Like, it will be taken note of. This was cool with a drop down. I love this where they like bit it and they brought it up. This reminded me of that arcade game, and then they go at the top and then they shot it. So it's really cool how they had that. Brought it back up. Little minor detail, one of them brought their hat on before everybody else did. They're still providing multi-levels, and that's what I still like. I like it, even though the transitions could definitely do better. Now I see the platform, they just stacked on top of the platform, but it was still very creative. It really looked like a dog pile. It was super fun. These guys over here are still approaching at a lower level, which I really like. It's just, it gives you a lot for your eye to see, and that's a really good quality. But you still have your features, so they're all hitting different parts, but they're all accenting with the hat, so it doesn't look as messy, right? Even though you have a lot of components, moving parts here. A slide in. But even there, they're still doing a lot with the hat, which I do like, and they're not solely focusing on the hat being used to justify certain parts of their music. It is a new track, so I understand what they were going for there, which is fun. I love that peel out. They bring their hat down. The kick was really nice. He knocks, and then, the swing out. That was really cool. He comes out, they give him his hat. So that was a really nice add-on. So notice that he started, Sehun started, shout out XO, and then they joined in, and then these four joined in, and then my outside is framing in different parts of the music here. Now, that did look, I don't think that was together though. And so I think it was supposed to be a two-parter where you have your inside V and I believe the back also. They were supposed to hit at a certain part, and then they were all supposed to complement secondary, but because it was so fast and they weren't as crisp, and so yeah, that part just wasn't as clean. This part was cool. But notice he fiddled with his hand. Little details like that when you have a close-up camera can matter. But would I have been able to see it from far away? Probably not as well. But that was a really cool visual. I really liked that. And how they set in, my guys disappeared. They got lucky with the camera. The camera didn't show me how they disappeared, but let me look just to see. They got up and they just chose to walk off, I think. Nope. Basket run number 3. So I think they're in the running for the most basket runs in a set right now. That at least are caught on camera. But look here, I like this. They're making choices. Well, they're not even doing a full 8 count worth of unison choreo. I mean, they did, and well, like with everybody there, because there's always other things going on. Basket run number 4. Whee, there they are. Little things, guys. And I like that was an add-on, because what ended up happening is he's popping off. And they were all accenting at different parts, and I love that. That was very creative. I like this, and they're hitting the music in a very different way than how I would, or that I've seen it be hit before, and I really love that. It's creative in the musicality sense. That's fun. And then he waved it up, and all my people say, yeah, that's super fun. That right there, I don't think it was as clean because you have your, not everybody landed the same way and one of them stumbled. Now, if all of their hat, and the hats gave it away, if his hat is more down, so like he was recovering, theirs ended at the diagonal. If all of them ended at the diagonal, it would have been more forgiving. Now, this feature they have is Phenom. God, it's so cool. Yep, so they're swinging, they're creating multiple images, they're framing still, they're framing down, they're framing with the aerial, more of that kind of shot. They have usage of the platforms of the back. So they're framing this beautifully, and they're not just relying upon the feature to do their feature. They are still contributing in some way, at least that the camera is allowing us to see. And I think that's another downside that I've seen from other crews, is sometimes when we see a feature, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but we weren't able to see what the rest of the group was doing, so I couldn't factor that in on, were they bringing more complexity to their content? Were they adding more content? Were they doing other visuals that helped captivate and frame this feature? You know, I felt like there was a lot that I was missing because of either the camera work, this or the other, which is why I always prefer a fixed point, because I feel like I'm able to look at the full picture most objectively. And I also like it when everybody gets equal opportunity to thrive in their own styles. There is a chance that some of these groups had some limitations that they couldn't control. I don't know those full details. I only know enough of what I was able to research. So, and I just feel that with all the challenges you do, there's always going to be a group that operates at a deficit. Now that right there, my only thing is I know he was trying to go in slow motion. Now here's the thing. I don't think I can do that. I really don't. At least right now, I would have to train extensively to be able to have the capabilities to do and hold this. So whenever I say this, it's not because I think I can do it better, but I know what the visual was going for. But you can tell that whenever you can tell the mechanics or the effort that is required for him to have to go super fast and then have to slow it down. And I know the visual was supposed to be really fast and then slow, like it's nothing, and then go. So that would be my only note for them, my featured dancer here. But that doesn't discredit the fact that that was astronomically incredible what I just witnessed, and I wish I could do that. And I like that they're enhancing off of, oh, my people say, like, that's really fun. Yeah, they're still utilizing the hats, but they're not making it too big of a thing. Did a little bit of an overhead here to kind of help with the guns. Dip back down. Now it's unison now, or it appears. Now, can we talk about, we still have our feature. They're hanging out right here, and I'm curious what they're about to do. What happens to them? They're gone. They're not there anymore. It could be magic editing of the cameras where they took multiple shots. I don't know. But they are not there anymore, which could be that they were able to escape and not be seen, which is very smart. I like the build up. Then you have your dancers come back. Now look here, another example. It is smart that they have their dancers up here at the top. And because they were demonstrating multiple levels throughout this routine, I feel like I'm able to enjoy whenever they do choose to go unison. I don't feel like we need to see more levels because they are demonstrating more levels as like they let it happen throughout the routine and not at very specific parts, which I'm very much a fan of. This was nice with that peel out. I don't quite know where that peel out stops, so I think that's just a small note from me for that. 1, 2. I love the pony out, and then it's very tricky to get when you do that kind of pony transition into new formation with an aerial shot to get everybody nice and clean. But I think this is pretty good example. Like, I like it. That's when it's kind of curved a little bit right there, but because both sides are curved, it's actually a little bit more forgiving. I think that because they are transitioning, he's not quite in the center of his window as much as he needs to be. Same with him. So it's just little baby things like that. And I know that they are still transitioning at this point too, but they fixed it right here, and I really like this. It's super nice. I really like it. I would say some of my guys over here, it could be a wing thing, but I've already said what I said about the wings. It doesn't, I would rather you be hanging out in the wings than be hanging out off of formation, because that affects the symmetry. That was nice where there's where you have all of your features are doing something a little bit more complex and they're doing something more stationary and stable. It is really fun and enjoyable. And they threw it and they shot from the back, and the ones, and I love that everybody threw their hat away except for the ones that are in the crew. I think that was a very creative way to showcase the members of 1MILLION. That was really cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. What a rodeo, man. Am I right? I think this is just fabulous. I loved all of the crews. It's wonderful that I had the opportunity to take a look at all of them, and I definitely look forward to the discussions on all of them too. Please note that I absolutely love watching dances, and I love being able to provide feedback or ways that every crew I think could have enhanced or done their stuff better. But I don't want anything that I say to discredit the fact that the turnaround time, the number of people they had to work with, the mental state that they were in with the pressure of the competition, and just the workload that comes with these types of things is second to none, and I have so much respect for them, and I cannot be any more proud to be in this position, to just be able to just share joy of what I love about these types of things. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the other challenges with these groups. It's gonna be awesome. I will catch you on the flip side. Bye guys.